Welcome back, fellow food geeks. Today we have a potato side for you called Hasselback potatoes. It is a yummy, yummy dish, and you can have it as a snack, you can have it as a side. The children love it for its taste. Let's quickly get started. We'll talk more about it on the way. So the first thing you're going to need, very important, are two wooden spoons. See, that is because when we cut this potato, we have to slice it really nicely, and we don't want to slice it the whole way. We want to keep at least 1/4 intact. So 3/4 is what we want to slice. Now I've taken a potato, I've washed it really well, and I'm going to place it like so. Now it's a little wobbly, as you can see, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice off a little bit from the bottom so that it's more stable. So like so, I'm going to slice it, and now it will be a little more stable when I cut it. So I'll just place it like so, and I have to be careful when I'm starting. So just 3/4 of the way down, and the spoons will help me because the wooden spoons are not going to let me go all the way down, except for the corners where you have to be careful. The spoons are not going to let me go down even if I put pressure. See, even when I'm putting pressure, they're not letting me go down. Now you can use raw potatoes for this. Any potatoes are fine as long as they're slightly big, because it looks nice on bigger potatoes, but even small ones are fine. And one thing, I have boiled them for around 2 to 3 minutes so that the dirt and grime is removed really nicely, because I wanted a super clean potato, and that's why it's become so easy to cut. If you don't want to boil the potato, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure you scrub it really well. See, so now I've created these ridges, and I've done all three, and they're going to open up like an accordion when we put them in the oven. So let's go ahead and make our emulsion. So to butter or olive oil of anything of your choice, I'm adding salt, a little bit of chili flakes. Be aggressive with the salt because potatoes need a lot of salt, so extra. I've just ground some black pepper, and I'm going to just put a little bit. There are no measurements in this. Wing it. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, so I'm using Italian seasoning because this really needs some thyme and rosemary. Now I don't have rosemary and thyme separately. I have Italian seasoning which has both of them, so I'm putting them in. So I'm just going to give it a nice mix, and this is ready to put on our potatoes. So now go ahead and preheat your oven to 450 to 220 degrees centigrade. So now meanwhile I'm going to get my potatoes all ready. So on a sheet I've placed some foil on a baking sheet, so I don't want it getting dirty, that's why. And I'm going to place my potatoes. You can do as many as you want. I just needed 3, so I'm doing 3, and I'm going to generously brush them with the butter and olive oil or whatever emulsion you have. Whatever kind of fat is fine. If you want to use oil, olive oil, vegetable oil, your wish. And now I'm going to place it in the oven. My oven is already ready, and I'm going to place it for 20 minutes right now. So I'll go ahead and remove the tray, and you see they're not really done, but they have opened up, they've fanned out slightly. Now what I'm going to do is take a knife, and I'm going to make sure that all the ridges are separate. The reason for that is I want to add my oil or butter to it, and also I want the steam to escape so that they open up like an accordion really well, and each of them crisps up well. So I'll take a brush and sort of baste them, just open them slightly each ridge, and I'm going to place some butter on that. Just brush it slightly like so. I'll do that for all of them the same way. Now the emulsion is quite drippy, so it's going inside on its own. If you use butter which is not very melty, then you have to push your brush harder inside. Now you could also put some garlic in it, whatever kind of seasoning that you like. You could put some paprika, really your choice, anything that you want, but make sure it doesn't burn in the oven. So we're going to keep it back for another 40 to 50 minutes in the oven till they crisp up really well. Now if you see, they've crisped up beautifully, and listen, now they're ready to serve, and I'm going to just lift one of them up so that you can see the bottom also, that how well it's browned. It's crispy, each and every layer is nice. They're fluffy from inside. See how well it's browned? They're fluffy from inside, like I was saying, and crispy from outside, so they are cloudy as well as crispy at the same time. So something just they're just perfect to have. So I'm just going to plate them And then I've decorated them with some cilantro. You could add anything you really wanted to it, although it doesn't really need anything. You want to make it more decadent, just salt and pepper for me for now. You could add sour cream, cheese, you could add salsa to it, your wish. Now I'm going to eat it. Listen. No, the sounds were not deliberate. I know it's not good manners, but I was not doing it deliberately. I just put it in my mouth and there was so much of noise. So make them. Your children are going to love them. They are a very quick side, easy to make, not too much of a hassle in making the Hasselback potatoes. Right? Hasselback, get it? A little bit of trivia for you. Did you know that it's not really been long since they were invented. They were invented, say, around 1953 by a chef, a trainee chef in Stockholm. His name was Ellison, if I'm not mistaken. And he's the one who invented it, and they are absolutely wonderful. The name Hasselback also means, in Swedish, it means a type of a baked potato. That's why the name Hasselback. And I hope you enjoyed this recipe. So give it a try, let me know how it was, and I'll catch you very soon. Bye for now.